Hi everybody and welcome back to Steph's Stories and Crafts. This week's story is called Witch Tricks. Once upon a time in a faraway land there were two princesses who were the very best of friends. Their names were Princess Aria of Pierpont and Princess Mira of Sea Point. Princess Mira lived here in Sea Point and Princess Aria lived here in Pierpont. And in between them was the great Baracabas Sea. And directly between the two kingdoms, right here, was an island called Witch Cove Island. Now, despite the spooky name, Witch Cove Island was actually a very nice island with white sand beaches, exotic flowers, and a beautiful mountain that had great views of both kingdoms. Now, there was the shady side of the mountain, which was known for housing the oldest witch around. Legend told that the witch had lived there for over 1,000 years. But since nobody had seen her in over 100 years, the two kings decided that this would be the best place for them to spend their summers. Although the princesses did see each other from time to time in their own kingdoms, their summers together on Witch Cove Island became their favorite time of year. One summer, Princess Mira's family came to the Witch Cove Island a week before Princess Aria's. And when Princess Aria finally arrived, she went to meet up with Princess Mira. When she hugged her hello, her normally warm and friendly hug was cold and distant. When Princess Aria suggested they go swimming, one of their favorite activities, Princess Mira looked at her with disgust and said, "I would never go swimming." Princess Aria was shocked. So she said, "What about making cupcakes? We can pick some fresh berries to put in them." And this was one of their favorite snacks. But Princess Mira said, "Those sound terrible. Why don't you make some yummy cupcakes with worms and beetles in them?" Princess Mira was shocked and quite frankly a little grossed out. But she said, "Why don't we just make 2 batches?" And that night at dinner, Princess Aria told her mom how weird Princess Mira had been acting. And her mom simply tried to reassure her and said, "Well, my dear, sometimes as you grow older, you grow out of certain things you used to like and find new interests. Like how you took up horseback riding this year. Perhaps you can find something new that you and Princess Mira both like." So, Princess Aria thought, that's a great idea. So the next day, she invited Princess Mira out on a horseback ride all over the mountain. And Princess Mira agreed, though she didn't seem all that thrilled with the idea. The two princesses spent their morning riding up to the top of the mountain. When they got there, they decided to have their lunch and picnic while enjoying the great views of their kingdoms. Princess Aria pulled out a sandwich, some grapes, and some carrots, while Princess Mira pulled out some spiders, some dirt, and an old rat. Princess Aria was a little grossed out by that, but she saw how much Mira was enjoying her meal that she decided not to say anything. After lunch, Princess Mira said, "How about I lead the way back?" And Princess Aria said, "Sure," because this was the first time that Princess Mira had taken an interest in their trip. But soon she realized that Princess Mira was leading them down the shady side of the mountain, where the foliage was so thick that even at high noon, it was dark there. And the animals she heard were vicious, and well, that's where the witch was supposed to live. Princess Aria got a little nervous and said, Mira, I think we're going a little too far to the shady side. Maybe we should just go back to the side where there's a little more sun. But Princess Mira said, I don't like the sun that much. I'd like to ride on the shady side. So Princess Aria went along, still quite nervous. Soon they came to the witch's cottage, all covered in ivy. I mean, Princess Aria hardly even saw it, but it was like Mira knew it was there. And when they got there, Princess Mira just jumped off her horse and started walking into the cottage like she owned the place. And Aria said, Mira, we shouldn't go in there. That's the witch's cottage, Mira. You can't go in there. And Mira said, you don't have to come in, but I'm going in. You can go on home if you want, if you're too scared. Aria decided to stay with the horses. She didn't want to go in, but she also didn't want to leave her friend there. I mean, she was walking into a witch's cottage. But then Aria got a little curious, so she decided to just stand by the door and wait right outside in case something happened and Mira needed her. And she poked her head in, and she heard somebody saying, help me, help me. And boy, it sounded like Mira, so she came in the door and saw that Mira wasn't saying anything. In fact, she was taking some of the witch's potions and vials and putting them in her bag. But when Mira saw Aria, she just looked at her and said, all right, let's go. Like she hadn't just been stealing something from a witch, or like there wasn't just somebody crying out for help. That sounded just like Mira. But Aria was just relieved to be able to get out of there. So she hopped up on her horse and they rode home. But that night, when Princess Aria was trying to sleep, she just tossed and turned, and she kept hearing that voice saying, help me, help me. So she woke up her parents and said, I think something's wrong. I think there's somebody trapped up there. We should go help them. So at the break of dawn, Princess Aria and her parents got on their horses and rode up to the witch's cottage. When they got there, her father knocked on the door. No response. So he opened it and he called out, hello? Is anybody in here? And he looked around and he didn't see anybody. And just as he was about to turn around and tell Aria that there wasn't anyone there, he heard, help me! Please help me! And so he knew that Aria was right. There was somebody there. And he said, where are you? I can't see you. And that's when he heard some bing, 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 bing on the floorboards. And he found the handle to the trap door and let out Princess Mira. But how did she get there? And wasn't she just at home in her bed? This was very confusing for the king and queen, but Princess Aria had already figured it out. She hugged Mira, and Mira hugged her back the way she used to, so warm and friendly. She said, let's go home and make some cupcakes. And Princess Mira said, with fresh berries? And Princess Aria just hugged her again and said, yes, of course, what other kind of cupcakes would we make? When they got back to their house, Princess Aria's mom took the two girls to their house, while the king went to visit Princess Mira's family and tell them what had happened. He insisted that they send their guards into Princess Mira's room and lock up whoever was sleeping in that bed. And as soon as the guards opened the door, they saw that it wasn't a sweet princess lying in that bed, but the witch. And they arrested her and took her away. And the two girls lived happily ever after and were the best of friends for as long as they lived. The end. Thanks everybody, I hope you enjoyed this week's story, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any stories or crafts.